Yo, top of the morning to you, wealth champions. Four forms of excusitis. Are you your biggest dream killer? Let's get into today's daily hustle. I'm your man, H Cortez, the one and only financial health mentor, everybody's favorite fatherpreneur from wealthcreationplaybook.com. And yes, we're talking about excusitis, that dreaded disease that is killing more people's dream than you could imagine. Y'all know what the daily hustle is all about, man. Uplifting, encouraging, motivating you, and hopefully helping you get off to a great start. We are continuing our two-part series. This is part two of Excusitis. I don't know if you guys got a chance to check part one, but we will leave a link to that one up here somewhere that you can click on and check that out. But the first two forms of excusitis that we talked about yesterday, we talked about health excusitis, and we talked about what was the other one? Intelligence excusitis. So we know people will use their health as an excuse, while at the same time, somebody is using their health as an excuse. Somebody else is in a far worse condition health wise and still striving, still having success, still pushing towards the mark. And then we talk about people with intelligence excusitis, people who believe that they are not smart enough, while at the same time, we know that there are tremendous amounts of people who are less intelligent, less educated, less learned, but they just have a tenacious attitude towards hitting their goals, and they are still having success. So we are in our study of the magic of thinking big. I'll make sure I put a link to in the comments to where you can get yourself a copy of this book. And what's cool is one of the sites that I use often is a site that also sells used books. So I sometimes will get 7, 8, 9, 10 good titles in good condition for like 20 bucks. But nevertheless, um, the next form of excusitis that we're going to break down is, let's see. This one is age excusitis, right? Age excusitis, the failure disease of never being the right age, comes in two easily identifiable forms: the I'm too old variety and the I'm too young brand. How many of you guys have ever, put in the comments, if you ever felt like you were too young to do something and you actually let that stop you? Or maybe you're mature in age and you've got some aspirations, but you might be feeling like you're too old and you're letting your age stop you. Guys, I don't know what to say, but that adage that you're only as young as you feel is very true, guys. I mean, it is true. And then sometimes we will shut our young people down because we think they're too young to do something, right? I've got a great story. I don't know how well you guys can see that poster on my wall back there, but that's a kid I coached by the name of Mikey Wren. And at 7 years old, he got his first vending machine. His parents had the ability to shut him down. He was talking with his mom one day after picking her little sister up from camp and said, "Hey, mom, can you got $1? I want to go and grab something out of this vending machine." And I don't know what spurred her to go into this tirade about ownership of vending machines. She was basically like, "Well, um, all the money that you put into those vending machines goes to the owner and makes the owner rich." Now, at 7 years old, he wasn't tripping off being rich, but it dawned on him that, wait a minute, you mean to tell me somebody actually owns these machines? And he desired to own a machine. Now, initially, he desired to own a machine for the wrong reasons, because he wanted to own a machine because he was thinking, hey, I can eat all the snacks I want to out of my own machine. But then she helped him understand the power of entrepreneurship, and he said he wanted a machine. Now, they originally thought that he was kidding. No, he was not kidding. So they gave him some tasks to test him. They gave him the task of writing out a business plan, and they gave him a simple format, and they helped write a business plan. Then they helped. They said, "Well, these machines aren't cheap. You're gonna have to raise some money." So they taught him how to raise money. He started a lemonade stand where he made $1,200 with one of his buddies. He started a campaign of soliciting investors where he wrote out a speech and he learned to go and speak to people and ask them to invest in his vending machine business. Brother is now, I think, 13 and now has 12 machines placed all around the St. Louis metro area. And now his business has expanded to not only writing books and speaking on his success, but also helping coach others to get into the vending machine business. Now, his parents very well could have said, "Mikey, you're too young to start a business," but they didn't, right? You guys know people like Ray Kroc, Colonel Sanders, those guys didn't get their start into their franchises until they were much later in life. So you're never too young, you're never too old, and for goodness sakes, there is no such thing as the right age. That's like waiting for all lights to be green before you pull out your driveway. You just got to make some stuff happen. So how do you overcome age excusitis? Because that's what I love about the book. It not only breaks down what the problem is, but there is a cure. So, 3 things that you can do to overcome age excusitis. Number 1, look at your present age positively. Think, "I'm still young," not "I'm already old." Because if you think about someone's productive years, most people will say that you're your most productive between the ages of 20 and 70. Well, that's 50 years of productivity, right? So if you're 40 years old, you still got 30 years of productivity ahead of you, right? You're 24 years old. Yes, that's young, but you're just getting started. One of the things that I remind my kids all the time is I remind my kids that a lot of military leaders are very young. You're talking about 24 to 26 years old. These guys are sergeants and lieutenants in command of lives and doing some amazing things. On a successful standpoint, I look to people who are, I've got a son who is 21 years old, and he thinks that he can't do certain things because he's young. Then I point to some other 21-year-old success stories. People who are multi millionaires at 21 years old. People who are running their own businesses at 21 years old. People who are launching their own empires at 21 years old. So you're never too young, you're never too old. So think of your current age as positive. Number 2, compute how much productive time you have left. Remember, a person age 30 still has 80% of his productive life ahead of him. And the 50-year-old still has a big 40%, the best 40% of his opportunity years left. And then last but not least, invest your future time in doing what you really want to do. It's not too late. It's too late only when you let your mind go negative and think it's too late. So, how many of you guys have dealt with age excusitis, right? Leave me a comment if you ever struck out to do something and the first thing that came to your mind is, "I'm too old. I'm too young. I need to wait until this happens, until that happens," right? Age excusitis is very real. Last but not least, is a big one, man, and it's all attitude for real. Excusitis number 4, the 4th form is luck excusitis, right? I attract bad luck is what a lot of people will say, right? But the thing about it is, people who rise to the top of any occupation, business management, selling, law, engineering, acting, or what have you, get there because of They have superior attitudes and use their good sense in applied hard work. So, luck excusitis is where you basically have stinking thinking. And every time someone around you succeeds, you blame it on luck. And every time you fail or you have a misstep, you also blame it on luck. But of course, the person who succeeds, you blame that on good luck. The person who fails, you blame that on bad luck, right? I want you to think about something, and this is one of my favorite examples to use. Was Kurt Warner lucky when Trent Green, former quarterback of the St. Louis Rams, blew out his knee and Kurt Warner stepped in and took that team to a Super Bowl? Was that luck, or was that Kurt Warner being prepared for opportunity to present itself? Right? And some people will say, well, Trent Green accident was bad luck. No, it wasn't luck. Bad luck. He plays a violent sport, and blowing out a knee is a very real chance that all athletes are aware of. Trent Green actually got healed, and his next big contract came with another team. Right? Was that luck, or was that Trent Green putting in the work to rehab and recover and position himself for the time when opportunity presented itself to him to move on with his career? So, two ways to overcome luck excusitis. Number one, accept the law of cause and effect. Accept the law of cause and effect. Take a second, look at what happens to be someone's good luck. You'll find that not luck, but preparation, planning, and success producing thinking preceded his or her good fortune. Number two, don't be a wishful thinker. Don't waste your mental muscle dreaming of an effortless way to win. We don't become successful simply through luck. Luck is what I say when opportunity and preparation meet. So do me a favor, man. If you, my friend, has gotten any value out of today's daily hustle, then I want you to go ahead and click the like button on this page. I want you to click the like button on this video. And if you're checking this out on YouTube, I want you to hit the subscribe button on YouTube. Make sure you turn on the bell notification as well, so you get notified every morning that we go live, as well as our midday marketing tips and the other live podcasts that are rolling out in the next couple weeks. So like the page if you got value from it. If you really got value from it, go ahead and hit the share button and share it with a friend, man. Somebody is using these excuses and they don't really understand why. Somebody is thinking to themselves that everybody else around them is lucky and they are not. They need to know that they're not unlucky, they're just unprepared, right? Last but not least, man, if you, my friend, are trying to get to where you want to be financially, then I want you to go check out the wealthcreationplaybook.com. You can download your free copy of the Wealth Creation Playbook. It's a short ebook, very short read, but it breaks down the 6 money killers and the one solution to help you overcome that. Again, www.wealthcreationplaybook.com is where you can go and download that free ebook. There's also a video companion that comes with it. Take about 15 minutes and watch that video on how we're helping everyday working people get an instant pay raise on their job. And then if you want to partner with me in helping teach financial literacy all over the country, I'm expanding my business rapidly and excited to partner with hardworking men and women who want to bring economic empowerment to their community. So with that, that's going to do it for today's Daily Hustle. Please, please, please don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Click on the circle with my face in it. Click here to watch the next video in this series. And until I talk to you next time, I want you to get your money up, because you absolutely can do it. But more importantly, you deserve to do it, each and every single one of you. Now,